Alright, we're back. Sorry, you missed about a 5-minute conversation. We're trying to leave for Charleston. We got a wedding to go to tomorrow, and we're kind of rushed for time here. But I'd rather get out and do a little bit of something here, and because the bird is going with us, so it'll be in the hood a little bit. That way I can feed it and monitor it, and I'd rather not leave my birds with somebody else unless it's absolutely necessary, which usually means I'm out of the country or something, or flying, and I don't fly my birds in an airplane. So we're close to where we need to be, maybe a little bit high, but the attitude's good. Baited a couple times while I was talking to my wife. I don't think it's a big deal, but we're gonna walk back here. This is the first time we've been back here. I'd like to try to get in the woods a little bit, maybe have it follow, because we usually hunt off the fist. Well, I say usually, but we've only been out once. Didn't catch anything. Did some recalls. Did okay. We'll try to get out here and see if we can't get some small birds to stir up. Now that was probably a small bird in there, but again, I don't want to chase it around through their yard. I'd like to get back here a little ways and get in some of this brush. There usually are some small birds over there. So the dog isn't with us today because it did rain a lot last night. It's real muddy since we've all got to pack up in a car in about an hour. I don't want the dog to be muddy. I don't want to have to give it a bath. So I'll stand up here. Let's see what we can find back this way. There's some nice woods over there. Some birds in here, usually. Try not to get in his yard, although he doesn't mind. Just try to see what we can't get in here. Usually there's some little house sparrows in here. Sorry, I'm walking into the sun. Could get back here behind Jerry's place. See if we can scare up something back in here. Now I'm not holding on to the tethers at this point. Usually some good squirrel hunting in here, but don't know if there are a lot of birds down in there. We might hunt back this way. Most of the birds stay in this here stuff. So we'll go through here. See if we can't stir up some trouble. We don't have our telemetry. We lost our antenna on the first hunt. Still don't have a separate antenna in, but that's just the way it goes. We're gonna see if the bird doesn't follow along here. That's pretty good. That's real good. Looks like we're hunting. I don't have my phone. That's good. Don't know what time it is. That's a nice follow right there. And I'm clicking this. Again, we're early in our training. I'm not sure that I've got a strong bridge with this clicker, but it's better than nothing. And we'll just hope that it's getting the message. Oh dear, we've got another coop. We've got another coop here. Look like a juvenile. Does anybody else need a bird? That came out of nowhere. So we'll continue on. That's the way it is, huh? And it's up there pretty high. I'm liking this a lot. We're just going to work the edge. See what we can't scare up. There it is above us, following along nicely. We're going to reinforce this. But the question is, how long do we wait for that reinforcement? Man, I'm not so sure this thing getting a little red tail the way it's following. So I hope you guys can hear that clicker. And we're going to choose to reinforce this just a little, so the little foot of a mouse. And there's our recall. So, well, not a recall, but a call in. And it's still a little, hesitant to come in at speed. Again, it's the first time we've been in the woods. I like the response time. I'm not sure that directly underneath it's where I want to be. And I'm just trying to get some reinforcement to it. And that's not our recall, but that is just a sound to get it to come towards us, to come over to us. Again, we'll the glove up with food on it is kind of our cue. Get in this thicker stuff, maybe work back towards these houses. But I'm enjoying this a lot. It's following well. Its focus is out, not in. You can see how wet it got last night. All this is running back down in that gully. Again, we're just trying to keep this short and sweet. but build on our duration. Very nice. Good bird, good bird. So we're still clicking, still moving. Come out here. Gonna move back towards the house. There's a field up there, but again, I'm not sure how long we're gonna be able to fly. And I mean, this could be, we're flying it anywhere from 340 to, nice. Circle back around. I don't know if that was to pick a tree or to hunt. Just kind of moving back towards the house here, seeing how it follows. Good bird, good bird. And with my red tails, a lot of times you'll hear me say good. I do actually use a verbal bridge. They should be able to hear just fine. So again, like this is the second time we've been out. The first time I've had it follow. We're a tad bit heavy in my opinion, but maybe not. I mean, you see how well it's turning, and I'm bridging the turn. Again, this clicker should be somewhat reinforcing. See if we can whistle. Hop, hop. Good, look at that. That's nice. And again, that whistle, those noises are not a recall. The recall is going to be the dog whistle that I've got in here. So we're back home, but you know, we'll still continue to work. I just want to be, I've got to leave soon, so I don't want to get too far from home. Hup. Oh, beautiful. The head of a mouse. We're going to be just fine, huh, buddy? What do you think? And we'll do our recall in a little while. We might, just so we don't end it, we'll keep walking. See if it wants to fly somewhere else, that's fine. Adam had asked about my Muse. This one's a 10. Okay. This is a 10 by 10 chain link, lockable door. It's got a ring system on it. My weathering yard. So you attach tether there. It needs to be no longer than here to here, and then that way the bird can get inside. But when it's down, the bird gets no longer than there. This is something that my sponsor did. 2 4x4s, and this box hangs on there on like a latch system. The bird's up here, just kind of waiting on me. We'll bridge that, that's good. But again, that's got all bow type perches on it. And then the one that most of my smaller birds like, because it doesn't have that heavy ring on it, is this jump box, which was from Georgia. The bird's still sitting up there. So we'll bridge that, and the bridge, and look, here it comes, staying close. But this one here is got a bucket perch for the middle, And then that way it's for birds that like to sit flat-footed, can sit on the bucket. The perches are a little longer than inside that other one, which is just a 2x4. These are like a 2x8. And that way for my accipiters that have longer tails, they're not hitting their tails on the ground when they're inside the box. They can get underneath that box, you know, to hide. It stays pretty clean throughout there. Again, it's a tethered system, and they can't reach the walls. And then it's just slightly modified, but not something you'd want to freeloft in. Bird's now above me, and we're gonna do a recall. We're gonna give a large portion for this, see how it goes. That was our recall, and that is a dolphin whistle. It's going to be the largest reinforcement. It's going to end our session. I'm going to give it this if it wants it. But that was pretty good. I don't have my phone. I don't know how long that was. I'm sure we can see by the timestamp on the camera. The following was perfect, and when you have a session going that well, it's best to keep it short and positive, not to fight it. I know we didn't kill anything. That's okay. That is okay. I think the bird seemed to enjoy it, and we'll come across something at some point. But at least we've done one session with the bird. On the glove, riding the glove for the majority of the time. That's the one I like to start with for these birds, just because I think it's a little more awkward for them, again, to be closer to me the whole time, to leave from my fist. So I want to get that one out of the way first, and then I think following tends to come a little more easily for most birds. So, I mean, you know, they get to be further from the human. I think it's the same way that the lure tends to work faster than glove recalls. It just seems to be more comfortable. So, we'll keep it around this weight. It is going to Charleston. We won't do any hunting, but we might fly a little bit just to get wing time. And then, of course, that way I can monitor weight and everything else. But I appreciate it. Let me know if you have any questions.